Hello guys. So today I'm going to talk about the performance mods I did on my bike and some of the few accessories which I added recently and how they are, if they are useful, etc. Right, so let's first start with the accessory which I forgot to talk about last time, which is this carbon racing side stand extender. So initially I had the ADB Tribe one. That was absolutely horrible. It caused my stand to rust as well, and it came off. It also was not flush. As you can see, look how flush this is. So this has been badly abused and I've been using it daily for close to maybe 3 to 4 months. I've even parked on a hill, Kailasagiri or Mandaragiri, I think, Mandaragiri, yeah, almost perpendicular, and this stand held the whole bike on just this side stand extender. It's very stable. So this is the initial version. It had some issues, so there are 2 plates inside this for stability. The newer versions will just directly fit. So you can see this is how it looks because it's been badly used, right? Pretty good. If you don't get this one, you can also get the Automel one. That also works fine. I like the look of this one, so I got this and I also got this first, so that's why I have it. The next accessory which I have is this one. This is a headlight protector. It's made by Adventure Conquest IQ, and it looks nice, and also it's full protection, so like there are no stones, nothing can go through this. If you ever want to clean it, you just have to remove this one bolt and this bolt here, right? Then you can just take it off. I think he has made these black Allen bolts. I'm not sure. I have to ask him. I actually forgot. But either way, it looks nice. It's good protection as well, right? So here you can see the Maddog Lights with the covers on. So earlier I had not fitted them. I had gotten them fit at APT Bike Point. They do really good wiring. I have to slightly get this tucked underneath, so I have to go there again. If you ever go there, it's in Kamanhalli. They do really good wiring. I would suggest you to go there because they do good wiring. If the wiring is messed up, just today someone told me that someone connected the aux lamps, right, and the guy took the output from the horn. I'm like, what? Why are you taking output from the horn for the freaking aux lamps, right? You need a relay and you need to take output from the ACC2 port inside this or behind. So you need a person who actually knows stuff to do this. So just get it done by someone who actually knows it. And I highly recommend APT Bike Point in Kamanhalli, or Ashura Garage in JP Nagar, or Shaman's Garage, which is coming up in Yelahanka. Not exactly Yelahanka, Sakar Nagar near Hebal. So these 3 places are my go-to places for all wiring stuff. So that's it. So you can see the lights here. I am not exactly impressed by Maddog Lights. They are not that great. I would recommend laser gun lights, which I have said like 6 million times in the group. Every time someone says Maddog or some other lights, I'll be like laser gun. Laser gun has the best spotlights. It's around 3.4K, and this is my old autofy lights for floodlights to see the floor. The next thing I got recently is this Fantasia bash plate. So this is also an engine mounted bash plate, which means it's mounted to the engine, right? The original, just like the stock one. Some people are also trying to find out some bash plate which mounts to like the chassis somewhere here on top, so that the impact does not transfer to the engine, transfer to the chassis instead. So far I couldn't find any like that. I don't think it exists also yet, but this is a pretty good bash plate. It's aluminum and it's very strong. I think around 10 people I know have it. 6 to 10 people, not sure exactly. Currently it's rattling because of some issue, so I have to get it fixed. Otherwise it's great. No issues by other owners. The next thing is this small slider. So I got this slider because my exhaust is blacked out, and each time the bike falls for any reason, this will scrape off. It's powder coated, it will scrape off and it will become silver again. So it's a 2-day task, sometimes more, to get this powder coated and fixed. So I just got this slider instead by Bikers Billet. Just fix it here and done. Now when the bike falls, it's just hit this instead. Worst case scenario, it will bend in and you have to replace this pillion setup. That's all, nothing else will happen. It's a good buy. So the last mod I want to talk about is, probably you notice that the rear wheel is actually floating, right? That's because of the center stand. So the center stand is by MadOverBikes, right? You can see that the wheel is spinning freely, right? So the center stand I got recently. Now there's a very huge discount going on. I got it for around 6k, and now it's just 3k, which is half the price. So there is absolutely no reason you should not get it. It's super cool. See, it's free, and the ground clearance, you can see the actual video of MadOverBikes they have posted on the Instagram saying how much ground clearance it doesn't go or something, and I kind of agree. There's no issue with ground clearance. My friend Oswald Ernest even jumped my bike, which is probably the only time my bike ever jumped on purpose, and it didn't touch, no issues. I drove a lot as well through speed bumps and everything. It doesn't touch. If you ride over off-roading rocks and stuff, it might touch the sides, as in the rocks might hit the sides, but other than that, no issues. So yeah, goodbye. For me especially, it's for touring, it's just a no-brainer. For parking in the city, for cleaning, lubing, for all of that, and especially if you work on the bike, which is what I do like 90% of the time, you have to get this. And someone asked me if the side stand and center stand cause any issues. Nope. See, no touching, nothing, right? So how this is clamped, right, is there are two clamps. One has a small dent, which I'll show you later. So you can see this thing, right? This is the clamp, right? This clamp has 2 points here. See, one is bolted here and one it is bolted here. Okay, there is a bolt here. So these 2 points, right, these 2 points hold this clamp to the chassis and this what is this called, your leg support thing, which is basically holding the whole weight of, like, you basically step on this, right? So it can hold a lot of weight. And then the clamp comes over here, right, stops here. Then you get this stand as the second piece, right? The stand is mounted to the clamp using these 2 bolts here. So 1 point here, second point here to mount the clamp. Then you mount the center stand on these 2 bolts. Similarly, on the other side, you must notice that the clamp goes behind, okay? So it goes behind. So here again, this clamp is there. It mounts here behind. Don't know if I can show you. See here, behind, and this point here, okay, behind. So you will get these longer bolts. You put the longer bolt, you put this clamp, and then there's a screw behind, and you tighten it as much as possible. The one here, right on top, super hard to fix because there's no space only. You can barely see it, right? There's no space to put even a spanner. I hope they fix that or do something to make it easier. Either way, it fixes fine. And after that, there's 2 points here, the center stand, the other side, right? 2 points here, mounts, done, that's all. And then you tighten everything and you got the center stand. So I'll tell you where I feel it touches, okay? So here, right, this plate of mine is actually, it was already bent, and we kind of rebent it and shaped it. So because it's not exactly the stock, it does slightly touch here, but there's no dent or anything, you can't see anything. So that's how this is mounted. Now how you can differ between the two clamps is, the clamp on the right side has this groove here, you can see, right? See this hole here. This is because otherwise this rear brake lever will touch that and it will get stuck. But now see, it doesn't get stuck because of that groove. So that's why the groove is there. So the groove one comes on the right side facing towards this, so that the brake lever is there, and the other one goes to the other side. There's only one way you can actually fit it. So once you fit it, you can just fit the stand and done, over. Now let me try to get it off the stand, which will be a task because I only have one hand. Okay, I don't think this is possible. So guys, I got it off the stand. I need both hands. So you can see how it goes here. Mine is not lubed enough, so it still doesn't come all the way up, and I've tightened these bolts way too much. I have this OCD of tightening stuff, so I have to put some oil and it'll be fine. Usually when you release it, you just come here and you can see how much ground clearance goes, right? So you can see that small like kind of projection, which is the only thing coming out, right? And everything else is kind of the same from the bash plate to the end. And over here you can see this is the only point where maybe if you go through rocks, right, rocks can hit this, that's all. Still there will be no damage to anything, there's no, and you can see nothing is touching anywhere, right? Nothing is touching anywhere. Let's go to the other side. And here you can see this is the only point where I feel it touches a little, but there is this rubber padding, so there's not issue. Okay, I don't know if you can see the padding. So it will touch here, that's all. That's the only place I feel it touches. That's the center stand. Now the actual performance mods. So I can't really show you the performance mods, but I can talk about it and tell you that I feel you should get all of these. Okay, it's basically 3 mods which I've done so far. The first one is the BMC Air Filter. You can get the KTM Air Filter as well, there's not much difference. The Air Filter, so I'll tell you real life issues which I had. Okay, each time you start the bike, it doesn't start, it just conks off because it can't, I don't know, it just doesn't start, it just has an issue, cold start issues. Okay, no more cold start issues ever since I got BMC Air Filter, which has been maybe around 1 or 2 months ago. Not once has the bike ever had a cold start issue. Before that I had cold start issue every day. I even got the fuel pipe changed, everything. No, will not work, cold start issue. And also if you see the old filter, air filter, and the new BMC Air Filter, you should see the difference of quality, just the quality itself. It is expensive though. I think the standard air filter is around 200 or 300 and the BMC is 6000, but it's a lifetime air filter. Every 10,000 kilometers you just have to clean it using some liquid is there, and that's it. You can keep reusing it. And also because the airflow is so nice, so good, you will feel that immense power. Especially the mid and high ranges, you feel like it's just like it's flowing on neutral. Okay, just going, the bike is just free. That's how it feels actually, it feels free. The second thing I got is the NGK spark plug. So the spark plug is what causes the sparking of the petrol which is inside the engine, which causes the pistons to move, right? So the default spark plug looks like a finger, it's thick. Okay, it's thick on the top and it's not spread out. And the NGK spark plug is pointy, it's like a pin needle. Okay, so what happens is it's more unidirectional and multidirectional, and also it's more precise, so the knocking of the bike changes. What this means is basically each like when you rev or when you start the bike, you feel that sound, right? That becomes much more smoother, much more cleaner. There's not like you'll feel slight difference in power and stuff, but it's not that big a deal. It's just slightly better, and initial pickup is also very slightly better. But the reason why it's recommended is it's just 350 rupees for the spark plug. That's all it costs, and for 350 rupees the slight improvement in performance is totally worth it. And the third one is risers. So this is the carbon racing risers, which also I got installed at Ashura Garage. Why I call this a performance mod is because, you know, it helps me perform better. Basically, you get the wide range of motion on the handlebar, and also I feel like my bike is going over things like easier, less aggressive feel, and also, you know, back pain and all that went away. So yeah, I'm old, what to do. So that's why I feel this is good. This is not exactly a performance mod, I just saw it now. So this is the Bobo wireless charger. So keep the phone, and then there's a switch here, switch on, there's a light here. Wirelessly charge your phone. Small side note, I would say. You can get it from Bobo. I think there's a code called SK22. I don't know if it's still valid. I hope it is. If it's SK22, you get 22% off, which is around I don't know how much, 400 rupees something, 400 or 600 something, and you can get the wireless charger. If you have a wireless charging phone, okay, don't expect every phone to charge wirelessly. You need like something from S8 upwards, or iPhone 8 upwards, or OnePlus 7 Pro or OnePlus 8 Pro or something like that. You need a wireless charging phone. So the last performance mod is inside this. It is actually, I would say, this is, other than the BMC Air Filter, this would be the biggest difference performance mod that I did, which is the race spec oil. Okay, it's Motul, same one, 10W50. It's called 300 V square. It's crazy. The bike is so much smoother, and it can take higher RPMs much better. So how it feels like, earlier if it's at 4.5 RPM, I feel the bike is revving, okay? Now 6.5k RPM, I feel the same. That's how smooth it became. It's like a sofa. You can just keep going without the vibrations at all, especially at the foot pegs. Foot peg vibration completely gone. This lever vibration completely gone. Handlebar vibration I never felt before also. Don't know if it's there now. It's basically, I can't recognize the handlebar vibration. But yeah, it's totally worth it. Motul 10W50 300 V square. It's around 1300 or something in Amazon. I bought it from Cloudtail. Totally worth it. Best, really good investment. I feel so good riding this now after this change. And another thing is, if you want the better version, which is the higher end version, which I don't know if it's allowed based on warranty, the actual oil meant for KTM is Motor X. That is around 1500 per liter. You can get it at APT Bike Point. So that makes the bike even more smooth, right? It can take even higher RPMs, around 7k RPM. I think I felt the same as 4.5k RPM stock. And also it makes the engine more bassy, as in the exhaust sounds more bassy. So that's the engine oil, which is a really good investment. You should definitely go for it. And if it's a Motul, then you don't really have to worry much about warranty also. And also Motul oils mostly look the same. Even if there is a warranty claim, they won't be able to understand. So it's fine, just get it. So the next two upgrades which are pending is the windshield. Okay, this is the stock windshield. I'm waiting for, either I'll get the carbon racing windshield, taller one, which fits on the stock one. I think the windshield is in production now, and they are working on the clamps when I'm taking this video. And so either that, or I'm getting the Adventure Conquest windshield. I think carbon racing will be more expensive, around 3.5k, and the Adventure Conquest one is around 2.6. And the last one which I'm going to do is also another performance mod. So which is going to be Powertronics, which is the final performance mod, right? That is I think 18,000 or 16,000. Big investment, but I think I can finally get rid of all the issues we have, like, you know, torque issues. Sometimes it's not getting enough power, especially if you have BMC air filter, right? The air filter is giving you so much more air, and engine can't really, it's not tuned for that much. It can't properly perform because it doesn't know what to do. So once you get Powertronics, do a dyno testing, set. So that's the last two mods which are pending. So that's all. See you.